Ninja have become legendary throughout popular culture for their skills in covert warfare. These masters of espionage and assassination are even rumored to possess magical powers associated with invisibility and being able to run on the surface of water. Though shrouded in myth, tales of their cunning and calculated ferocity have been promoted in folklore and theater to this very day. That ninja would eventually appear in video games such as Ninja Gaiden, the original Street Fighter, and Mortal Kombat made their infiltration into arcades and living rooms across the world an inevitability. However, the first 3D fighting game character that could boast of capturing the graceful aura of ninja combat would be none other than Virtua Fighter's very own Kage Maru, righteous warrior of the Hagakure clan, whose emotionless face conceals an honorable and compassionate heart. In this long-awaited entry of Virtua Fighter lore, we will finally examine the mysterious origins of one of Virtua Fighter's most enigmatic characters, explore the peculiarities of Kage's unique fighting style, his connections to other franchises, and some of his most signature fighting moves. Let's get into it. The name Kage Maru can be translated to mean pure shadow, and is considered to be a special title designated to individuals of the Hagakure clan who work secretly in the shadows of society. His inheritance of this title was under unusual and tragic circumstances. He is the 10th generation of this clandestine pedigree, and could be in danger of being the last. Few details are known concerning his inscrutable past, as even the origin of his facial scar is the subject of pure speculation. During Virtua Fighter's early development, the name Yagyu was initially considered for his character before being abandoned for Kage Maru. The symbol that was originally displayed on Yagyu's forehead appears to have been preserved as part of his character design and can be interpreted to have a variety of meanings including armor, tortoiseshell, and first in rank. Kage is an avid mahjong player. In fact, one of the few instances in which this stoic ninja has ever lost his composure was during a close match with a group of rival ninja. His Type B blood implies that he is a passionate and creative fighter who is quite unwilling to make compromises when his mission and honor are on the line. In a demonstration of authentic piety, he can frequently be heard intoning the Japanese Buddhist mantra, Namu, as a way of showing obeisance to the path of virtue, even in victory. In the Virtua Fighter anime, Kage is portrayed as an assassin hired by a criminal organization to sabotage Jackie Bryant's car during a race in order to hypnotize Sarah Bryant with his sack.
Sarah, watch closely. I have something for you.
What's that?
It's called Spring Blossom. My clan, the Hagakure, use it to induce sleep.
No.
He eventually feels remorse for his actions, and there is even a little Stockholm Syndrome subplot between he and Sarah. However, this is completely non-canon to the Virtua Fighter games, as there is no evidence of Kage ever working for the J6 or any other corrupt organization, and he does not seem to have any direct relationship with other fighters beyond that of his rivalry with Akira Yuki. Like the ninja before him, he prefers to take the fight to his enemies unaided.
I fight alone.
Kage Maru is voiced by composer and vocalist Takenobu Mitsuyoshi.
Thank you very much.
Who is well known for his manifold contributions to classic Sega franchises. These include famous tracks from Virtua Racing, Daytona USA, Sega Rally Championship, Burning Rangers, Virtua Fighter 2 and 3, Shenmue 1 and 2, and even an F-Zero medley for 2018's Super Smash Bros. Ultimate for the Nintendo Switch. Appearances by Kage Maru in other game franchises include Fighters Megamix for the Sega Saturn, a Japanese wrestling game for the Sega Dreamcast called Giant Graham, and he even teams up with Akira Yuki in Project X Zone 2 for the Nintendo 3DS. Kage's costume appears on a male Vocaloid as a wearable outfit called the VF Ninja Suit in Hatsune Miku Project Diva 2nd. Also, a reference to Kage's iconic head slam is made in the anime series Sega Hard Girls, which Dreamcast Hardware Girl makes use of to defeat her opponents in her quest to graduate from Sega High School. Despite how seriously he carries himself, Kage is often the heel of slapstick humor in the Virtua Fighter series, often finding himself surprised at accidentally throwing himself out of the ring or gingerly holding his head after missing his downed opponent with a misplaced head slam attack. Kage Maru's fighting style is referred to as Hagakure Ryu Jiu-Jitsu, a fictional art based on Jiu-Jitsu, which style was developed in feudal Japan in order to defeat armored opponents while making use of little or no weaponry. Many of these techniques have found their way into the Shenmue series by way of main protagonist Ryo's use of Hazuki-style Jiu-Jitsu. Ryo shares several moves with Kage Maru, including the Twin Blades, Stab Armor, Crawl Cyclone, Shadow Reaper, Katana Mist Slash, Overthrow, Mist Reaper, Demon Drop, and Backdrop attacks. It seems this style originated in a place called the Hagakure no Satsu, a place known as the home for those who disappear, obviously referring to ninja. Long ago, a fighting style called Tegoi, which is incidentally the precursor to modern-day sumo wrestling, was feared and banned by the rulers of the land where this art originated for its focus on perfecting the art of killing one's opponent. It was secretly adopted by the Hagakure clan, who soon adapted it to their purposes, naming it Hagakure Ryu, meaning concealed leaf style. This form would allow the Hagakure to achieve the ultimate art of assassination.
Hagakure Ryu Jiu-Jitsu is the art of the assassin. However, depending on how you use it, it can also save the lives of others.
Kage Maru was born June 6, 1971 in Japan. He would be trained as a ninja in the village of Hagakure at a young age by his father, the 9th generation holder of the title Kage Maru. It appears as though his mother, a kunoichi named Tsukikage, meaning Moonlight Shadow, was the 8th generation of this order. This makes it possible that she was the one who instructed Kage Maru's father in the ways of Hagakure Ryu Jiu-Jitsu. One day, Tsukikage was kidnapped by a mysterious figure. Nothing was heard concerning her fate for many years. Nevertheless, her mantle had been passed on to Kage's father by the time of her disappearance. Years later, as Kage and his father were out fishing, they noticed smoke rising from the village of Hagakure. After hastily returning to the village, they were shocked to see the entirety of Hagakure set ablaze. At this moment, a bullet from a mysterious group took the life of Kage's father. The next morning, he donned his father's costume as a keepsake and assumed the mantle of Kage Maru, vowing to avenge the blood of his father and bring those responsible for destroying his village to justice. Employing his considerable skills in the arts of spying and infiltration, he soon discovered that an evil syndicate by the name of the Judgment Six had orchestrated the murder of his father and the destruction of his home. He decided to enter the first world fighting tournament hosted by the syndicate in order to bring them down from within. During the first tournament, he made an impressive showing, but still found himself shocked by the strength of his competitors. He was able to defeat a powerful young Hakyoku-ken practitioner named Akira Yuki, creating a rivalry that persists to this day.
Wait, who are you?
I am 10th generation Hagakure clan. Kage Maru.
Kage Maru?
We shall meet again sometime.
Kage Maru even encountered an opponent who was a master of Koen Ken, an art feared among even ninja for its overwhelming speed and power, which was thought to be long extinct. This fearsome adversary obliterated the competition, and Kage would fail to learn much about the Judgment Six. However, he did catch word that his mother had been captured by them and was being kept alive as one of their fighters, transformed into a metallic entity known as Dural. As he continued to gather information on the syndicate, they eventually became aware of his presence and dispatched an attack helicopter after him, which he was able to destroy using his ninja skills. Feeling that entering the second World Fighting Tournament would be the best way to gather more information on his mother, he would soon enter the fray once again. The second World Fighting Tournament would result in a victory for the young fighter Akira Yuki. This provided Kage Maru with the chance he needed to rescue his mother from the clutches of the J6 Syndicate. Taking her to a small village hidden from his enemies, Kage spent many months nursing his mother back to health. To his dismay, after the passing of about a year, his mother began to be severely depleted by a sudden and mysterious illness. As he investigated the source of her ailment, he discovered that she was suffering from the after effects of being transformed into Dural. After learning of the existence of a new Dural project undergone by the J6, Kage Maru decides to enter the third World Fighting Tournament, seeking a cure for his dying mother. With the plight of his ailing mother serving as motivation, Kage Maru's honed and sharpened senses would lead him to win the entirety of the third World Fighting Tournament. After defeating the new Dural prototype, he recovered one of its parts and attempted to use it to restore Tsukikage's health. This plan would backfire, and instead of healing his mother, it caused her to revert back to her Dural form. She immediately attacked him, succumbing to her programming yet again. Filled with despair, Kage resolved to kill his mother then and there, believing that all he could do to help her now was to put her out of her misery. Unfortunately, the Judgment Six intervened and rescued the precious product of their Project Dural research. Filled with righteous fury, Kage Maru entered the fourth World Fighting Tournament and fought with a skill and conviction that can only be described as brilliant. None of the other competitors could stand in his way. During the final round, he was confronted by a mysterious disguised figure. He feared that there was no hope of saving his mother's soul, and fought with all his heart to destroy this disguised opponent. As he held the limp figure in his arm, fully expecting to see his mother's dead face, he realized that this was nothing more than one of J6's mass-produced Dural prototypes. He learned that the World Fighting Tournament was nothing more than a way to use combat data from each world champion to create the ultimate fighting machine. Knowing that his mother must still be alive, he decides to enter the fifth World Fighting Tournament in order to destroy his mother before the Judgment Six can succeed in their goal. Having arguably lost more to the Judgment Six than anyone else, he resolves to stop their plans for world domination before it is too late.
Have you ever wished you had power for the sake of others?
Yes. I wish I had power so I could help my friends.
Judgment Six destroyed my village and abducted my mother. I succeeded in finding my mother by entering the fighting tournament that they sponsored. However, by then, she had already been turned into one of their humanoid weapons, the Durals. All I could do was put her to rest. If you do not pay such a high price for your power, then what have you accomplished in the end? I am Kage Maru. I continue to fight in the name of my village. Now, I shall test your mettle.
As a fighter, Kage Maru is incredibly acrobatic. His aerial maneuvers seem to defy physical laws. This, along with his counters and stances, all combine to make Kage Maru a slippery, deceptive, and deadly opponent. Excluding Akira Yuki, Kage Maru is perhaps the most difficult of all Virtua Fighter characters to learn to play at a high level due to the complexity of the options available in his moves list, stances, and the strictness of the timing associated with some of his most destructive techniques and combos. His Kage Yaiba and Fujin Kyaku attacks lend themselves well to devastating air and wall combos. Some of his most signature attacks include the Haga Ryu,
Hagakure Ryu Jujitsu's Hagaryu. Learn it well.
Koen Raku,
Hagakure Ryu Jujitsu's Koen Raku. Learn it well.
and Rakuyo Senpuden.
Hagakure Ryu Jujitsu's Rakuyo Senpudan. Learn it well.
He can also continuously roll on the ground until he gains enough momentum to transform himself into a blue ball of destruction that would make Sonic the Hedgehog proud. With such a profound arsenal of superior ninja techniques at his disposal, it is no wonder that Kage Maru has become the most decorated world fighting champion of all time. Defeat, it would seem, simply does not exist for a ninja of this caliber. And with that, we will once again bring this entry of Virtua Fighter Lore to a close. It was a great pleasure to finally do a video on Kage Maru, a truly iconic video game ninja. If you would like to see the Virtua Fighter Lore series continue, please let me know by leaving a like or comment below. Interacting with other people who enjoy Virtua Fighter is very special to me, and it makes the time and effort I put into this series of videos all worth it. If you made it this far, thanks again for watching. I suppose I should get started on the next project. In the meantime, my friends, please be safe and take care until I see you all again in the next video.